Mr. Speaker, Belizeans had the impression that Prometheus had come unbound in 2009 when the Prime Minister proclaimed in his speech that he had vanquished the challenges and replaced them with opportunities. Alas, this turned out to be naught but a fable told to lull the hungry into submission. Amazingly, with typical hubris, the Prime Minister is promising again that he has turned things around and that once more we are free to fly. While he flies into the face of the sun, all can see that his wings melting while our economy plummets to earth. Perhaps he and his may be free to fly, but for the Belizeans, especially the 148,000 Belizeans living in poverty, it is the other part of the story that is their reality. For what they are feeling is that red-mouthed vultures are eating away at their livelihood day after day. Listen to Belizeans. Hear them daily on the radio or listen to them on the evening news on television, and you hear things tough out here. People only eat noodles out here. No money there. No job there. Life harder out here. Belizeans are not happy. They are not secure. They are not satisfied. They have had enough of bad poetry, and they are demanding that their lives are made better. They want to see those 21 promises fulfilled. Ms. Good wants back her job. So does Father Henry and the thousands of Belizeans that have been fired or let go. The thousands of poor Belizeans whose lands have been illegally confiscated want their land back. The 117 school wardens want to work again. The sanitation workers want to work again. Those hundreds of Belizeans who are forced into unemployment when small businesses like Juanita's downsize, when they foreclose on the fish farm and the shrimp farms and the various resorts in San Pedro and the Placentia Peninsula, they want to work again. All those hundreds of Belizeans who have had banks and lending institutions auction their homes and business premises for little or nothing, leaving them buried under crushing, unending debt. They want relief. So on behalf of these people and all Belizeans who are suffering because of the incompetence of this administration, on behalf of our dying middle class and choking working class, and on behalf of all those UDP supporters who have been betrayed, I say we are not recovering. We are not happy. We are not satisfied. We are not satisfied. We are not satisfied. Our mantra, our touchstone, our creed is that Belize must overcome. We must overcome this administration. Our challenges: de-corruption, nepotism, and lack of political will. No more false promises. No more seductive promises. No more lies. No more mentiras. Only we the people can save ourselves. This year crowd have to go. So join us. Belizeans unite. Cast out fear. Cast out despair. Believe again. Long live Belize. Que viva Belize. God bless all of us. God bless Belize. Thank you very much.
Prime Minister Dean Barrow condones the attack on a woman by his party newspaper. And women stand strong to say that he is just plain wrong-headed, small-minded, and distasteful. We'll have details of that story and much more coming up in our newscast for today, March 29th, 2011.
Hey smart customers, guess what? It's time for a new phone. Upgrade your smartphone in celebration of our 6th anniversary. No, you're not dreaming. Upgrade your smartphone and get awesome deals on already low prices on any of these selected models. And if that wasn't enough, they also come with free credit. So, hurry in to any of our showrooms countrywide from March 24th to the 31st. Plus, double up and triple up on all uploads on our anniversary Tuesday, March 29th. Don't miss our anniversary celebration. Smart, proudly serving Belize for the past 6 years.
Smart, bringing people together.
The stunning barrier reef which spans the length of our coastline, the sugar-coated plains of the north to the citrus-scented orchards of the south, and in between, nestled deep in the lush rainforest, are the historical Mayan ruins, upon which Belize was founded. And just as these historical sites symbolize the strength of character of the Mayan people, Cuello's distillery, situated in the heart of these ruins, prides itself on the strength and quality of its products and a secret passed down through generations to producing the finest rum in Belize. Cuello's Distillery Limited,
where the roles of tradition and quality meet.
Cause I'm falling in love with your new product, Grace Touch and Me. It's good for you and me grandpa and me granny, Grace Touch and Meat. Yes. Grace Lunch and Meat. It good for everybody. Grace Lunch and Meat. New product when it hit the country. Grace Lunch and Meat. Ready to eat. Come and join me. Grace Lunch and Meat. Try it. You love it.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Escuchen mi gente de Orange Norte. Vamos a apoyar a un hombre joven, luchador, dinámico, muy trabajador, con nuevas visiones y que también ama a su gente. Él es nada menos y nada más que nuestro amigo Jaime Castillo. Unidos, salgamos todos, se acerca el tiempo, va a ser el cambio, salga mi gente, de Orange al Norte, votemos todos para Jaime. Sí, mi gente, este 3 de abril unámonos todos para hacer el cambio en Orange Norte, para un mejor pueblo con más desarrollo, más democracia, más honestidad, más transparencia, todo con un amigo del pueblo y para el pueblo, Jaime Castillo.
Hola, mi nombre es Jaime Castillo, un fiel servidor del pueblo. Siempre ha sido mi deseo de servirle a usted y a su familia, y esa oportunidad se me ha brindado. Mi deseo es apoyar a los jóvenes y lograr sus metas, mejorar el desarrollo en Orange North y el bienestar para todos. Este 3 de abril les invito a que salgan ustedes y su familia a las urnas y ejerzan su voto de confianza. Deme la oportunidad de servirle. Juntos haremos el cambio. Su fiel servidor y amigo, Jaime Castillo.
Que viva siempre el PUP.
The proceeding was a paid political announcement.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I'm Stephanie Acosta. When the UDP's Guardian newspaper published an offensive photograph of the president of the United Women's Group of the People's United Party on the front page of their March 17th edition, it sent shockwaves across the nation. Women's groups from all over the country, including one of the largest, Belize, Women's Issues Network, condemned the actions of the newspaper. The group even went as far as to say that they would boycott the newspaper until an apology was issued. In response to the picture, the women of the PUP also issued an immediate release condemning the publication. But the women of the PUP went even further and called on the women of Belize to join them in a walk from Independence Hall to the office of the National Women's Commission to deliver a letter disparaging the publication of Tillett's photograph. But surprisingly enough, the women, including PUP Deputy Party Leader Carolyn Trench Sandiford, Attorney Lisa Showman, and Attorney Dolores Balramos Garcia, were not welcomed with open arms at the Women's Commission.
To be done. So a letter was composed to the Executive Director of the National Women's Commission, and we felt that in order to draw attention and to show that we are standing up for what is right and what we believe in, we felt that we should walk over to the National Women's Commission with the letter. It was an interesting morning. Although our group was only 18 women, we attracted a lot of attention and support, and when we arrived at the office, we all took the elevator to the third floor, and we waited in an orderly way. They sent police and special branch operatives to look at us, but we were having a fine time with them. The problem was that the office was locked, and they did not want to allow us in. Miss Williams was not there, or she had made herself unavailable. And so our Deputy Leader, Carolyn Trench Sandiford, requested to deliver the letter inside the office as opposed to in the corridor. And so she was let in, and she expressed her disappointment that they wouldn't allow us into the office because we had nothing at all that was threatening to them. We wanted to show a solidarity with our cause, and so the letter was actually delivered.
The women of the PUP have taken a stand and say that women of all walks of life, no matter their color, race, or political affiliation, must be respected.
You can say whatever you like about discretion or indiscretion of a particular individual. That is not the issue. And as a matter of fact, you can even say that you can make an argument if you wish. You can even say that, well, it was on the Facebook, so it's all right to put it maliciously into a newspaper, and that is not so. That is absolutely not so. Facebook is a social network, and you have privacy settings. You share with your friends if you wish to. I guess the lesson there on that angle of it would be you have to be careful who your friends are, that they don't leak out your information to malicious press that will put it on a front page. But that is not the issue, and that is my point that we have made and that Ms. Schumann has made, Ms. Caroline and all of us who have supported. The real point is ethics in journalism and standards and principles of not having bad behavior. And we believe that the editor of that newspaper not only acted maliciously, but did something that crossed over the line that should never be crossed, especially when it comes to women and even men. You should not cross that line to try to degrade somebody in their personal capacity.
Although the Prime Minister's wife, who is the special envoy of women and children, has also called the publication of the photograph distasteful, Barrow has gone on record to condone the behavior of his editor.
For the Prime Minister or anyone else to say that the editor of The Guardian owes no apology to anybody, that is completely wrong. It is erroneous. It is partisan, trashy politics. and we will not approve of it. What I can say is that it is disappointing that he has taken that view, because it's showing you that he's not willing to put that kind of nastiness in the dustbin. That is my personal view. I am disappointed. I think that he should have raised his voice as well in condemnation. If he doesn't want to do that and he wants to continue playing dirty politics, well, that's for him. I mean, he presided over the fish market atmosphere in the House of Representatives meeting last week. I mean, they take the Honorable House of Representatives and the National Assembly in Belmopan for a fish market in which anything can be shouted at anybody. They have no respect whatsoever. That's the kind of thing that he wants to do. Well, that's him, but we will stand up in condemnation and say it is wrong and that we need to change.
Balaramos Garcia told CTV3 News that the women of the PUP find it appalling that the editor of the newspaper published the photograph during Women's Month, when women should be celebrated, and that they will not back down until an apology is given. If we were a newspaper rather than a newscast, the headline would probably read, Belize's musical ambassador accused of scamming Belizeans. Or maybe, Prime Minister's son on the run after concert con. Well, you get the picture. On Saturday, Prime Minister Dean Barrow's son, the gangster rapper formerly known as Jamal Shine Barrow, Moses Levi Mosh Ben David, launched his new album in Belize. There was much hype because Shine claimed to be bringing an international artist, a big name in the music industry. Who was that artist? Well, nobody knew, because Shine wouldn't say. In an interview last Friday, when he was pressed on the issue and advised that Belizeans were naturally leery, the very strange-looking rapper would only piously stare skyward and say, well, only God can guarantee anything. But buoyed on the hype, Belizeans still shelled out $50 per ticket for the concert, since big names were circulating. Names like Rihanna, Jay-Z, Foxy Brown, and Busta Rhymes. But while Busta never showed, the show was a bust. There was no surprise guest, no international recording artist, no industry giant. In fact, by all accounts, it was a flop, a very expensive one. Airwaves were lit up this morning as Belizeans blasted the gangster-turned-devout Jew Barrow, calling him nothing more than a low-grade, high-profile hustler. Ouch. The promoter of the concert, DJ Richie Chavez, has been left in the lurch, having to deal with a whole pile of bad feelings and bills. As for Shine, he left for Israel early Sunday before the proverbial excrement hit the fan. But hey, with all this said and done, the convicted felon deportee gangster rapper is our music ambassador and someone our children need to look up to. Why? Because his father, the Prime Minister, said so. Yesterday we told you about gang members coming to our communities, criminal activity, and the Prime Minister's budget. And today we thought it pertinent to bring to you a story from Belize City. On Friday in the House of Representatives, PUP Area Representative of Freetown, Francis Fonseca, condemned the action of the UDP in closing down, for all intents and purposes, a police substation situated in Belama. With no warning and no reason given, the government closed down the station and then reopened it with only one officer on duty. According to Fonseca, it was dangerous for the residents of the area who were desperately in need of a significant police presence. In the House, Deputy Prime Minister Gaspar Vega claimed the PUP was crying wolf, but maybe he should try to explain that to the family of 23-year-old Police Constable Nigel White. In the early hours of Sunday, March 27th, White was found lying at the front door of the Belama substation suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. Reports are that a dark-complexioned male entered the station and fired the single shot at the police constable. The assailant then stole the PC's service revolver and made good his escape. White, who is clinging to life at the KHMH, was working at the substation alone when he was attacked and shot. There has been no public comment from Minister of Police Doug Singh or his boss, Prime Minister Dean Barrow. After the break, a U.S. Army mission is in San Felipe offering medical attention to residents. Stay tuned.
Old Master Original Gold Rum, a traditional blend of aged spirits, handcrafted to pure perfection. This mature rum is mellow, inviting, with an earthly aroma. So experience tradition at its finest. Old Master Original Gold Rum, the spirit of Belize.
Smart customers, guess what? It's time for a new phone. Upgrade your smartphone in celebration of our 6th anniversary. No, you're not dreaming. Upgrade your smartphone and get awesome deals on already low prices on any of these selected models. And if that wasn't enough, they also come with free credit. So, hurry in to any of our showrooms countrywide from March 24th to the 31st. Plus, double up and triple up on all uploads on our anniversary Tuesday, March 29th. Don't miss our anniversary celebration. Smart, proudly serving Belize for the past 6 years.
Smart, bringing people together.
Habanero pepper sauce, ay, salsa picante. I want more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Remember it's hot and spicy. So tasty. New product made in a Belize. Pass the great pepper sauce, please. The heat is on for you and me. New product in a this country. Make a them stop for me and my wife. Grace, bringing good taste to life. Grace, so tasty. Grace, salsa picante. Grace, so delicious. Grace, habanero pepper sauce.
The following is a paid political announcement.
Escuchen mi gente de Orange Norte. Vamos a apoyar a un hombre joven, luchador, dinámico, muy trabajador, con nuevas visiones y que también ama a su gente. Él es nada menos y nada más que nuestro amigo Jaime Castillo. Unidos, salgamos todos, se acerca el tiempo, va a ser el cambio. Salga mi gente, de Orange Norte, votemos todos para Jaime. Sí, mi gente, este 3 de abril unámonos todos para hacer el cambio en Orange Norte, para un mejor pueblo con más desarrollo, más democracia, más honestidad, más transparencia. Todo con un amigo del pueblo y para el pueblo, Jaime Castillo.
Hola, mi nombre es Jaime Castillo, un fiel servidor del pueblo. Siempre ha sido mi deseo de servirle a usted y a su familia, y esa oportunidad se me ha brindado. Mi deseo es apoyar a los jóvenes y lograr sus metas, mejorar el desarrollo en Orange North y el bienestar para todos. Este 3 de abril les invito a que salgan ustedes y su familia a las urnas y ejerzan su voto de confianza. Deme la oportunidad de servirle. Juntos haremos el cambio. Su fiel servidor y amigo, Jaime Castillo.
Que viva siempre.
The proceeding was a paid political announcement.
A medical brigade from the United States Army is in Belize conducting health clinics at rural areas in the north. The team, 42 members strong, launched its mission yesterday at San Antonio. Today they moved on to San Felipe, where they will be stationed until Thursday. Our news team stopped in and filed the following report.
The U.S. Air Force Reserve Command has a program called the International Health Specialists. These specialists travel to 12 to 15 sites year-round to conduct health clinics in regions which need it the most. Since yesterday, the group has been hard at work in our Little Jewel, the rural north to be more specific.
I have a team of 42 people, and I have some general medical doctors, I have optometrists, dentists, and pharmacy. And I have a lot of medical staff, medical support staff, and administrative medical staff.
The team is prepared to handle up to 700 patients per day. As the patients walk in, the first thing that is done is to check their vital signs.
What we do here is we provide triage to all the patients as they come to establish the patient flow here. As the patient come in, we do vital signs, which is consists of the blood pressure, temperature. We also establish the chief complaints here, and then we provide patient flow and we send them to where they're going, whether it's optometry, dental, or to the general practitioner.
Because you're taking temperatures, body temperatures, and pressure, has there been an incident of someone having a high pressure?
There have been some incidents, and they are identified to the doctors, and they're treated appropriately.
After that is done, they are referred to the optometrist, general, or dental departments. Dr. Sam Pilansky heads the optometry section.
What we're doing is we're checking all kinds of patients, kids, adults, seniors, and we're checking to make sure that they can see well at far away and close, and we're checking to make sure their eyes are healthy. And if they need surgery or medicine, we can prescribe some of that and help them function better in their world.
From these 2 days that you have been carrying this out, have you noticed that anyone is in need of surgery or has any critical eye condition?
There's been nothing critical, but we found numbers of people that need cataract surgery, and we found some young kids, like 8, 9 years old, that have had injuries that unfortunately we can't really do anything about.
In the general department, a team of qualified physicians and their assistants offer a complete checkup. The team also brought a neurologist to provide specialized services.
In this room, this is where you have the medical providers. It consists of physicians and physicians' assistants, and we accept the patients who have been triaged. They come in here and we treat them medically. We have a number of expertise in here. Some guys are internal medicine doctors, some are neurologists, and so forth. So we borrow from each other so that the patient gets a total healthcare experience. Current issues, there are a few people who have slipped through the cracks with the deworming program, I've noticed. So I know we have a pretty aggressive deworming program here in Belize. But now and again, families would come in, they haven't been caught, so we'd treat the entire family. There are some skin infections that we treat. You also have some upper respiratory type illnesses, which we're treating with antibiotics if necessary, some allergic type symptoms, asthma, and so forth. So you have a full spectrum of what's going on. We also see people with chronic conditions, diabetes mellitus and hypertension. Those people who we can't really follow as time progresses, we refer to the local healthcare system. I think it's Northern Regional Health Hospital. And we have a local Belizean doctor here as well who we are able to bounce ideas off of and make sure that there's continuity of care from the patients that we're seeing.
In the dental section, 2 dentists carry out extractions.
What we're doing here is we're taking care of teeth that need to be extracted. On this mission, all we have the equipment for is for extractions, to take out teeth that are decayed, broken. We can't fix them, so we take them out.
And what do you want to So far, seeing the patients, children, what do you see is the most recurring issue?
Probably the most common problem we see is cavities. A lot of kids eat too much candy and don't brush their teeth often enough, and so they get big cavities, and they get to the point where we need to take them out because they get infections around them.
In addition to the free medical services, patients today were also given vitamins and other medication.
I'm a pharmacist by training, even though I'm the commander of the mission, and we provide free not only free medical care, but free pharmaceuticals. And we're dispensing anything from vitamins for little babies in drops, or adult care, or even prenatal pregnancy vitamins. We're doing just anything that the doctors prescribe, antibiotics, And so what we didn't bring with us, the doctors are giving referral forms, and they can go and get what our doctors recommend that they get locally.
Those patients that require surgery for their medical conditions were given a referral form for them to get attention at the Northern Regional Hospital. Reporting for CTV3, I am Yarika Tsim.
The team will be in San Esteban and Guinea Grass next week. Another team from the U.S. is expected later in the year to carry out a similar mission. The U.S. Army mission is being assisted by the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health personnel. When the People's United Party was in government, cane farmers of the North received a fuel subsidy of $2 per gallon of diesel. When the Dean Barrow administration took over in 2008, that amount was decreased to $1.50. It was then increased to $2.30, and in the last weeks was decreased again to $2.15. Of course, when the PUP administration was in power, the price of fuel was much lower than it is today. Despite the $2.15 fuel subsidy, cane farmers are still being affected by the high price of diesel, which presently sells for $10.56 per gallon at the pumps. This means that even with the $2.15 subsidy, cane farmers still need to pay more than $8.40 per gallon of diesel. According to Alfredo Ortega, BSCFA's chairman of the Committee of Management, the recent hike in fuel prices has affected cane farmers in more ways than one.
Sí tiene un efecto, y tiene un efecto grandísimo, porque sin combustible nada se mueve. Y tú sabes que desde que arrancas un motor, está consumiendo. Realmente al final del día el que sufre las consecuencias es el consumidor, y en estos momentos podemos decir de que aquí en el norte el consumidor más fuerte en combustible es el sector azucarero, y sí tiene un impacto fuerte porque por medio del combustible muchas cosas aumentan en precio, el costo de partes, el costo de la comida va en aumento. Sin embargo, el cañero en sí mismo se le hace bastante difícil ir con el compañero cañero y decirle, sabes que te tengo que incrementar $1 o $2 más por tonelada por medio del alza del combustible. Así es que el que sufre el incremento de combustible es el dueño de transporte o el líder de grupo que tiene la maquinaria. Realmente nos están dando, hasta en estos momentos, bajó de $2.30 a $2.15 el subsidio que nos da el gobierno, porque según anunció el primer ministro de que le quitó el GST, pero mantiene el import duty, y entonces lo que ellos nos dan a nosotros como cañeros es el import duty por galón de combustible que entra al país. Pero sin embargo, aún con eso, cuando se lo quitas al 10.56 en el precio actual que estás hablando de $8 y como 8.80 el galón de diésel. Y realmente está bastante elevado por medio de la situación. Hay muchas cosas que le afectan al cañero, principalmente la situación con las calles, los sugar roads, que tú sabes no están en tan buenas condiciones. Es cierto que se va haciendo un poco de trabajo, pero no da el impacto que se necesita para que el cañero pueda moverse de un punto a otro en menos tiempo y que no haya ese wear and tear que hoy se está viendo por la situación de las calles.
CTV3 News understands that if fuel prices continue to increase, which is likely, the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association will meet to discuss the next step forward so as to address the situation. There's more news after the break. Stay tuned.
These are a list of payments made to Barrow's ex-wife, Lois Young Barrow, recently. In one day, Lois Young Barrow received this payment for $583,522.50. On another day, she was paid $425,104. On another day, Lois Young Barrow received $500,000. Part payment for $1,659,227.08, which was approved for her by her ex-husband. While Belizeans suffer, Prime Minister Barrow has given his ex-wife almost $4 million.
I don't deal with preferences for anyone, and most particularly for family.
Mr. Barrow lied again.
Whichever suits you better. Grace coconut milk is your best choice for taste. Good as homemade, only more convenience.
Grace, bringing good taste to life.
What are you doing? I'm on instant messenger with Sasha. But how are you doing that? Your phone doesn't have internet.
She doesn't need it. She's using the new instant mobile messenger from Smart.
Oh wow, Smart is always coming up with something new.
Don't be left behind. Chat on the go with your smartphone using Smart Mobile Instant Messenger. Keep in touch with your chat buddies wherever you are without needing the internet. It's as easy as sending a text message and only costs 6 cents per text, the cheapest rate available. Chat on the go, right from your smartphone. It's so easy to stay connected. For more information, visit our website at www.smart-bz.com or stop into any Smart showroom.
Smart, bringing people together.
Esperanza, votemos para Jorge Briceño. This is your time, this is your model. Your time to shine, the way to light, vamos por todo. People are waiting for this convention. No one will feel it, this is your moment for the norteños. Today's the day to feel it. Today's the time, believe it. Que viven las norteñas junto con Jorge Briceño. La unión hace la fuerza, trabajaremos para el futuro de nuestros niños. ¡Que viva el TUP!
It's been 3 weeks and 2 days since the 2010-2011 crop season resumed after it came to a screeching halt on February 11th due to 2 malfunctioning turbines from Belcogen. Presently, the factory is working with only one of the turbines, since the second is still being repaired in Guatemala. But from all indications, despite a few hiccups here and there experienced by the factory, the 2010-2011 crop is back to normal, and if things go as predicted, it will be a record-breaking crop season.
Since the inception of the 2010-2011 crop season, figures released by the Belize Sugar Industry Limited have shown that cane farmers have been delivering exceptional quality cane. The first week of crop intake showed a TCTS of 9.80%, while the second week of crop it was at 10.27 due to an oversupply of deteriorated cane which was delivered 4 days after the Christmas break. The fourth week of crop intake saw a decrease in TCTS as it stood at 9.10%. All in all, figures show that this year, compared to last, less cane has been needed to produce a ton of sugar. In fact, just last week, there was a record breaker of 7.99% in TCTS.
Realmente, Cami, yo estoy muy agradecido, muy orgulloso de los cañeros de que después de reanudar la zafra, después de las 3 semanas de pare, el cañero siempre está poniendo un esfuerzo, está cooperando en siempre mantener la calidad de caña que se estaba trayendo en el inicio. y con orgullo podemos decir de que la semana pasada hubo un récord que no se había encontrado en ninguna semana en la historia de las diferentes zafras, de un TCTS de 7.99, abajo de 8. Realmente, si continuamos de esta manera, quiere decir que todavía podemos mejorar aún más, en vez de estar solo en 8.80, que es nuestro TCTS average, podemos aún bajarlo más, y bajándolo más, ¿qué significa eso? De que nuestro precio por tonelada de caña va a incrementar.
Now that's good news for the sugar industry, but mostly for cane farmers who will be reaping the benefits when the second payment is made, as each cane farmer will be paid based on the quality of cane delivered to the factory by their respective branches.
El sistema está ongoing desde el inicio de zafra. Lo que sucede en estos momentos es de que se le está pagando a todos los cañeros, todos los branches están consiguiendo el mismo pago en este punto de cosecha. ¿A dónde va a ser la diferencia? Que se va a ver una diferencia en el precio, va a ser en el segundo y en el tercer pago, porque entonces ahí ya se va a ver toda la información que hay a lo largo de la zafra del performance de cada branch o de cada test group, y entonces de ahí es a donde se va a dividir basado en su TCTS de cada test group. Ahí es a donde su pago va a diferenciar a los otros test group. Así es que el que termine la zafra con un mejor TCTS es el que mejor pago va a conseguir, y el que termine con lo más malo, pues automáticamente su precio va a ser uno de los más bajos. Pero estamos viendo de que hay una competencia, una gran competencia entre todos los test group, tanto en Corozal como en Orange Rock. En estos momentos, ayer tuvimos una junta donde los químicos nos hicieron una presentación, y pues la mayoría de branches en Corozal son los que se están llevando ahorita a los primeros lugares, pero pues ellos tienen una gran ventaja de que los terrenos son bastante altos y no tienen su momento de que esto suele suceder. Pero entonces lo que estamos viendo en lo general, de que todos los branches están poniendo un esfuerzo, y se está viendo de que todos estamos balanceándonos en lo mejor que podamos sacar.
Presently, the second payment estimate received a few days ago stands at $51.27. That's $6 more than the first estimate, which stood at $45.03. If the TCTS level continues to improve, the payment of $51.27 is expected to go even higher.
En 51.27 está basado en estos momentos en un TCTS de 9.5. Sin embargo, nosotros ahorita estamos en un TCTS abajo de 9 average, así es que quiere decir automáticamente que nuestro precio es más alto que el 51.27.
¿Se puede esperar más?
Se espera más, y por eso yo le pido a los cañeros que sigan cooperando, porque al final del día, mientras menos toneladas de caña utilicen para hacer una tonelada de azúcar, es más dinero para su bolsillo de cada cañero. Hay muchas cosas, Cami, que están contribuyendo para ese buen TCTS, y realmente hay que aplaudir, hay que darle el crédito al cañero por el esfuerzo que está haciendo. Realmente no todos los cañeros están poniendo el esfuerzo al 100%, pero en una manera u otra están contribuyendo para el mejoramiento de ese TCTS. Uno de estos, que es la base principal, son las quemas. Lo segundo es el tipo de corte. El corte tiene un impacto esencial en esto, porque si la caña lo cortan regado y la cargadora tiene que empujar, entonces automáticamente va un montón de materia extraña y al final del día se convierte en lodo. Entonces, por esto hay que darle crédito al cañero de estos cambios y esta cooperación que ellos están dando en quemar cada día, que se está entregando caña fresca al ingenio, se está entregando caña madura. Hay algunos branches que se ven unos efectos porque todavía están cosechando Stanover que no se cortó el año pasado. Pero sin embargo, con todo eso se ve hoy la diferencia en los números semanal en el mejoramiento del TCTS y por lo tanto pues el mejoramiento de la pureza que se va entregando semanalmente al ingenio.
So, from all indications, cane farmers are doing everything possible to ensure that this year's crop, considered a do or die for the sugar industry, will be an excellent one. But how has the factory been performing since crop resumed?
Pieza ha estado cumpliendo con sus 6.000 y 6.200 y ahorita está recibiendo 6.300 por día. Ha estado cumpliendo en eso, ha tenido algunas paradas no muy grandes, algunas pequeñas. La más grande que tuvo fue después de la limpieza, que estuvo parada como para cerca de 12 horas. Tuvo su impacto, pero sin embargo van buscando la manera de recobrar.
Since the inception of the crop season, figures released by BSI have shown that the factory has performed better this year than last. Carmelita Perez, CTV3 News.
The second payment is expected to be made 5 weeks after the closing of crop. Louisiana Government School boasts an enrollment of more than 1,000 students. At the start of the school year, the institution decided to undertake a new initiative as part of their agriculture program. A greenhouse was erected and sweet peppers and tomatoes were planted. It is just about 2 weeks before the crops would have been ready to harvest, but that will not be possible now, since the greenhouse was targeted by thieves last night. Losses amount to over 40 pounds of both sweet peppers and tomatoes.
I went this morning and I saw that all the sweet peppers, tomatoes, everything is gone. So I came and I reported to my principal.
How much investment are we talking about?
We're talking like almost $150. I already made the calculation.
The project is being taken care of by the Standard 4 students. The 130 students all had an input in one way or the other toward the greenhouse project. Today, when they were informed about the break-in, they were devastated.
Have you informed them that their greenhouse was targeted?
Yes, this morning, since where I am doing subject teaching, I go in every class and I tell them about what happened this morning, and they were really sad about what happened. But that was I can't do nothing about it, you see.
When would it have been ready for harvest?
Well, the sweet peppers, like maybe in 2 weeks' time, we're supposed to have harvested the first batch. But then the tomatoes they are not ripe right now. You see, but then so far we'll like maybe in 2 weeks' time it would be ready for the sweet peppers to be harvested.
The produce was to be sold to the feeding program of the school. A police report has been made and investigations continue. And that's the news. To read a text version of the news, you can visit our website www.ctv3belizenews.com. We invite you for another newscast on Wednesday, March 30th here on CTV3 and KSFM 106.7. From all of us at CTV3 News, thank you for watching. Good night.
Do you know of news in your area? Is there an event taking place in your community? Do you know of important or interesting information? Then call and share it with us at CTV3 News. Our news team is ready to respond to your calls and inform our community. Contact our newsroom at 670-2217 or send us a fax at 322-2216 or by email at ctv3editor@yahoo.com. Let's keep Orange Walk informed.